Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to another video and a very different video here at Fully Collectible. Today we've got kind of a half mail day and a spending challenge. So what I've decided I'm going to do this year, for a bit of extra content and for a little bit of fun, I'm going to set myself a spending challenge month to month, starting out pretty low and building throughout the year. And hopefully by the end of the year in December, I can set myself a nice lofty number, or lofty by my standards anyway, so I can go and get any card that I want to get, and we'll see how that builds throughout the year. So this is the January spending challenge. This is the very first one, so that's these ones off to the side here. Budget for January was $50, and $50 in this hobby is really not a lot of money if you're looking for more higher end cards. You're basically out of luck with 50 bucks, but it was an interesting sort of thing to go through and try to balance out the rules for this challenge and whatnot. So we'll get through our little mail day here, and then we'll get into the cards from the spending challenge. So on the right, we'll start with our first one here. It's the Rose Namajunas, also known as Insert, from UFC Optic. This is a set that I'm very interested in collecting and completing the set. So there's 25 in the checklist, but then you've got all the parallels. You've got the red, the purple, the blue. The red variation is awesome. It just blends perfectly with the red background. So I might look at maybe completing the red set as well, but definitely want to complete the base because they're just an awesome looking card. I like that it includes their fighter names. So another one that I really wanted, didn't hit from any of the boxes I've opened so far, so I love that I've got that one now. The next one is another Rose. This is a Panini Instant, so you can only get these from the Panini website or eBay once everyone's got their cards. So a 700 print run, the first number is always number 1, so you never actually know which card you've got in the print run. It always says one of. So 700 of these printed. I'm really happy to have it. I love the victory celebration there. I like the border. It's just a cool card. So another one to the Thug Rose collection. Next we've got another AKA, the Preacher's Daughter, Holly Holm. So Holly and Rose continue to be my main UFC chase cards. So this is another one that I was really super keen to add to the PC. It's just a sick looking card. So I definitely want to get the Holly and the Rose in the red parallels because they just look awesome. So another one really happy with. Got this cheaper than I thought I would get it. I made an offer and they didn't come back to me with a counter offer, so that was cool. I was able to work it out on the first offer. Holly Holm Optographs, again from Optic. I love Optic. It's one of my favorite sets. The UFC releases have just got stronger and stronger as they went throughout the year. So I was really happy to get into Optic and start collecting some of the ones there. So first auto from Optic for the PC. I hit a couple of autos from the boxes that I've opened, but none that I'm keen to keep for myself, so super happy to have this one now. Next one is a Mosa Holo. So Rated Rookie is one of my favorite sets. I love the design and had to get the holo. I think I will eventually get the base one as well if I don't hit it myself, which I haven't so far, but I'm still planning on getting a lot of Optic and opening Optic, so I may still hit the base, but got a really, really good price on the holo, so had to get it, had to make it happen. So another one for the Mosa PC. But then to go again and get the holo auto, again for a really, really good price for an auto. Had to get it. Absolutely had to have it. So I think he's got a fight booked very, very soon. So hoping he remains undefeated. And yeah, his reputation just kind of continues to grow at the moment. So another auto for the Movsar PC. I think that's my third auto for Movsar now. Stoked on that. All right, so changing sports. So this guy is my new Fremantle. You need a new top loader, mate. You're scratched. This is my new Fremantle chase guy, Jai Amos. He's going to be an absolute superstar. There's no doubt about that. Picked up 8 in the draft. So number 169 of 170 on that one. He's looking good pre-season. I'm sort of keeping an eye on the Fremantle posts of pre-season and how guys are looking, and apparently there's big raps on him. He's looking really, really good and could be a very, very dangerous small forward, midfield kind of player. So very excited to add that one. Couple to go there. So I need the gold and I need the platinum. So we'll see how we go there. Golden Goat. So it's my second Josh Gota DPS. So I got the copper. Now I've got the gold. 80 of 85. Very, very nice card. So that just leaves Platinum Goat to pick up now. So that might be this month, maybe next month. We'll see what's out there. Try and get a deal made on the Platinum Josh Gota. I'm still trying to track down the Platinum Will Phillips and Tom Powell from last year. So yeah, could be an interesting chase for those two now. They're a year's past and everyone's kind of hanging on to them. So, and then, oh, you need a new top loader as well, dude. Should have looked at that before. Paul Curtis, the gold Paul Curtis. So I now have all 3 Paul Curtis DPSs. 2 that I've had to buy, 1 that I hit in a break. Hit the platinum in a break late last year. Super, super stoked to have that one. And super low number, 3 of 85. So happy to have the complete set. I'm definitely going to be giving this guy a new top loader. That's terrible. So the North Melbourne DPS set is coming together. I think I need another couple of Jackson Archers and a couple more Bergmans, I think, and we're almost there. All right, so that brings us to the spending challenge. So I'll just move these here so I'm not completely spoiling them. So the rules of the challenge that I set myself was the budget, which is $50 for this month. And that $50 needs to include the postage. So it's not just the cost of the card, it's the postage included. So definitely keeping an eye out for free postage listings. Second rule, has to be more than 1 card, because it's boring. It's no fun if you're spending $50 on just 1 card. So it has to be more than 1 card. And rule number 3, it has to be from different sellers. So you can't consolidate all the postage in one hit. Has to be from multiple sellers. So that was definitely going to keep it interesting. So $50 for the month of January will gradually move up as we go on throughout the year to keep this challenge going and to keep it interesting. But this is what we've got for January. So first card, and this is my new UFC PC. Tai Tuivasa. And it's tops. So Topps is the more desirable UFC product. It's the original UFC product. There's plenty of people out there that don't like the Panini stuff, and so the Topps stuff is very rare. Hobby boxes go for $3 a piece. It's absolutely insane, but there just wasn't that much of it made. So when you do find a card like this and it's a fairly reasonable price and you can make an offer and work out a deal, you got to do it. So Tai Tuivasa, Topps. Saw it, had to have it. So this one, including postage, was $19.50. So a big chunk of the budget, but this had to be in it. Had to be in it. Got beautiful reflection. So very, very excited for this year for Tai Tuivasa. He's lost his last couple, but optimistic he can make his mark this year in the division, especially with Ngannou walking away and there being some movement there. So let's see what he can do this year. Really, really excited for that. All right, so there is only one other card. The Tai Tuivasa was a chunk of the budget. This is the rest of the budget. So I am still collecting some NFL cards. There's really just one player that I'm collecting now, just to try and keep the PC a little bit more under control between football and UFC and NFL. So the guy that I'm collecting is from last year's draft class, and it's Chris Olave. So Chris Olave from the New Orleans Saints. So the Saints are my NFL team. I like the colours of the jerseys and everything, and New Orleans seems like a really, really cool place. So didn't really have any other reason for picking the Saints other than I love the black, gold, and white. So Chris Olave, 11 of 49. So kind of a cheaper RPA, but it is an RPA, and it's a really nice patch too. You've got all three colours of the uniform there. This is from Absolute Football. So he was a very high pick, so 11th in the draft. Had an absolutely fantastic year. I loved seeing his highlights on Instagram pretty much every Monday. Seems to be a really, really solid player. If I wouldn't get a third-party strike for adding clips in, I would actually show some of his highlights because he's a super impressive athlete. Some of the catches, some of the runs, unreal. So yeah, Chris Olave. So I'm definitely going to be trying to track down more of his stuff. So he may feature again in February. It just kind of depends what my budget's going to be. I'll decide that looking at my own personal budget for the month, and we'll see what we can do. But I'm stoked to have this card. I'm not a massive fan of Absolute typically, and a lot of the time with these football products you get the rookies and they're in their training jerseys because they just haven't played any games yet. But he was obviously ready to go round one, and he was able to get a good picture taken in his full uniform and not his training gear. So stoked on that one. So this one was $27 free postage. So I got this with a few of the cards I have off to the side here, all lumped in from the one seller. So excited to have that. And $19.50 for the Tai Tuivasa. So I'm under budget by a few dollars. But yeah, just the two cards for January. We'll see what the budget will be for Feb. See if we can get a few more. But yeah, overall, really, really super happy with January's mail. The footy DPSs are getting harder and harder to get, certainly at a reasonable price. So happy to pick these up for a good deal. I worked out deals with all the sellers, so happy to have all of these now in the PC. And that's it for January. So we'll see how we go for Feb, set a new budget, and see if we can get a bit more of a mix in the February mail day at the end of Feb. So thanks very much for tuning in, guys. I really, really appreciate it. If you want to see more stuff like this, drop a comment, a like. Please consider subscribing. It really, really helps with visibility and getting my page out there. I am on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok doing pack openings. So if you want really short form videos and seeing some cool stuff, consider heading over to TikTok and following me there. But yeah, appreciate your support, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.